What's going on, family? Shalom, shalom, peace, love, and prosperity to the family. This is your brother Mikael coming to you with another video. And today I wanted to talk about something very interesting. And the topic at hand is called the human body is much more smarter than the modern day human consciousness. Now one may say, well, why would you say that? Where it was consciousness that created the body, which that is very much true. But understand this, I'm not talking about the ancient consciousness. I'm not talking about the heavenly creator's consciousness, because right now we're still in the fallen state trying to get back to that state. So I'm talking about the modern day consciousness of today, where we're still following the philosophies of a people who are not us. So going to the point of this video is I was sitting here because my son had got a little sickness, right? And you know, as parents sometimes we sometimes kick back into that programming, right? So when we were younger, the doctors told us to, try to take in as much fluids and eat as much as possible while you're sick, because you drain a lot, etc., 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 right? And so, sometimes that would kick in with us as a parent. And so today, as my son had rose this morning, coming with a little illness, his fever started to kick in, which the fever is actually a defense mechanism for the body. That parenting start to kick in rather than the herbalist. I was trying to force feed him, take in his fruits, take in his juice, and he kept saying no, 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 right? And so today I didn't really try to force it. So I let him pretty much sleep all day. I let him take his time, and I let him be ready for whenever he wanted the food, right? And so in between time, I was doing things like lathering him with aloe vera, putting a little vinegar on him, just kind of open his pores to let some of the inflammation out, and things of that nature, just kind of opening up to help some of that steam come out. And so I also took him out into the sun, where he can still get his nutrition, where he can still get fed by the sun, that vitamin D, cholesterol, and it can produce natural energy rather than force feeding, right? And so hours later, he pops up and he said, Abba, fruit, fruit. And it just blew my mind. And it was a moment of not only reteaching, but remembering that the body knows. The body knows when to not be hungry. The body knows when to stop eating. The body knows when to eat. And so why am I saying that? Because sometimes we have that aha moment, realizing that our body knows. Our body knows when it's ill, because it produces acne, it produces eczema, it produces pus bumps, it produces blemishes. So it's telling us that it's sick. It's telling us that it's filled with acid and overstimulating mucus. It's telling us that, and it's warning us that we need to do something about it, right? And so it blew my mind, because it's like my son was submitting to his body. My son was understanding by way of his body's messengers that right now is not the time to eat, and then at this moment it's the time to eat. And why am I saying that? Because what happens when one gets sick, their digestive system starts to suppress itself. And what that suppression is, not because you're just ill, it's to let you know, hey, do not put anything else in the body. Let us work so that we have enough energy by way of the digestive system, which comes by the pancreas, which converts energy to do its job. Let us push this mucus out. Let us push out this inflammation. Let us heal the body naturally, because obviously we were doing too much to the point that it got in its dis-ease state in the first place, right? And so what happens when that body or that digestive system is suppressing, it goes into an immediate fasting state, which tells you that you should not eat, because it has to have enough room and enough energy outside of what you already put in it to do its job. And we've been taught by these doctors to keep force feeding ourselves even when we're sick. And understand, yes, putting fluids in your body has its place, but you don't need to force that. Your body will tell you when to do that by way of then releasing something called ghrelin. And ghrelin is released to let you know it's time to eat. Just like when your body or your digestive system is suppressing itself, it releases something called leptin. Leptin is there to tell you to decrease your appetite, to tell you to stop eating, to tell you to allow some space for us to heal. Then you have ghrelin. Ghrelin is there to then let you know when it's time to eat. And so it was a reminder for me that the body knows in this fallen state of consciousness that we're in, that the body knows when to shut down, the body knows when to get active. No different than a circadian rhythm. The circadian rhythm has a clock when to eat, when to digest, and when to release or fast or burn out that which it does not need. But see, we're taught in this Western society on how to eat, eating 3 meals a day, when our body typically don't need 3 meals a day. When our body does not tell us we need some food at 8 a.m., 9 a.m., because that's our fasting period. But most people start to get hungry at 12 o'clock p.m. But we're so programmed to the American diet, the SAD diet, that they tell us the first thing you should eat is between the hours of 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. And what you should eat is a fat breakfast, your pancakes, your sausages, your eggs, your coffee, all these things that actually slow you down and make you sluggish, that don't produce any energy, which then goes into you having to understand the body, because when that leptin is released from the digestive system, what then starts to happen is it starts to go to that which you have already given it to take some of the energy to release, to heal. So now, guess what? If you're eating terribly and you're putting your body into an acidic environment, and the whole point of it shutting down and suppressing itself is to convert and take the energy from the actual foods, which is those peptides, to actually heal, but you're not giving it energetic food, electrified food, then guess what? You're slowing down your healing. Guess what? You're actually hurting your organs more. You're hurting your cells more, because one thing about sickness is it dehydrates due to the lack of energy, which we call amino acids. You see that? And this is why it's important to understand the genetic code and the food that goes with your genetic code, because it is through that your body starts to utilize what it needs to either continue to keep you in a homeostasis state, or when you fall to a dis-ease state, to utilize the energy that's already there. But if you're feeding it dead things, if you're feeding it things that lack energy, that the vibration of that food is low, then it's not going to be able to produce anything to help you. That makes sense? So we got to stop coming to the lowest state of those who have oppressed us, depressed, and suppressed us, because it's coming from a people whose whole system, even the pharmaceutical company, is not based upon a people of the sun, based upon a people of melanin, based upon a people of energy and electricity. It's based upon a people that lives in low vibrational environments, that need low vibrational foods to survive, and not energetic sun rays foods, which we are the children of the sun. So we need food that the sun pours in and bathes and nurtures. And we can't get that from dead things, or things that cause acid forming environments, like beans, like starches, like breads. No, these are the moments where we realize that it is the electricity of fruits that we get our most energy, and that gives us a chance to have longevity of life, especially when we become sick. You see that? So in this moment, I relearned and remember by way of my son. As the Bible said, for one to come to the kingdom, they must come as a little child. Now I understand that was the kingdom of heaven, but I always take the lesson of that, or the moral of that, and apply my everyday life. Kevin Gay said in an interview with Mike Rashid the other day, every day he wakes up and reminds himself to come into each day as an infant. Why? Because an infant by nature submits to its surroundings. An infant by nature listens. An infant by nature is there to learn and to take in wisdom and knowledge and understanding. But to an adult, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So for us, it's a lot. It's a lot for us to submit to that. So we're sitting here stuffing our bodies while we're sick, when our bodies are telling us it's time to shut down and give your body a rest so we can do the job for you. You're making the job too hard for us because you can't keep your damn mouth closed from food that actually caused you to be in a dis-ease state in the first place. So we gotta wake up, family. We gotta wake up, because this is why we're becoming more ill by the day. This is why our years are shortening, because we don't know ourselves. And ourself, which is our body, is trying to tell us how to relearn. No different when you get pimples and you get acne and eczema. It's telling you that you have too much acid built up in the body. Go on the cleanse, right? Go on the cleanse. go on a cleanse. Or when you get a fever, that's an alert that your body has built up too much mucus and created too much acid. So it's sending out this chemical to try to burn out the acid so that you can come back into a homeostasis state. But listen to the holopathic community, the suppressive therapy of their knowledge. You believe that not against you. So we got to learn from our perspective. We got to learn from our eyes and our consciousness, not the consciousness of a people who took our knowledge away from us. So wake up, family. The human body in this time is much more smarter than the modern day human consciousness. And it's clear. With that, I say peace, love.